round of the 1999 Win Series. Leading the way was Oceania champion Adam Graham, New Zealand champion Wade Cunningham, and multiple national champion Daniel Elliott. Elliott raced well through all three heats and proved the one to beat. He continued his excellent form in the pre-final, taking an early lead from Regan Payne and Jeffrey Grant, and eventually finding a way past Payne and hounded Elliott all the way to the finish line. Payne took third, 4 seconds back. His pace was evident, setting the fastest lap of the pre-final on lap 16 of 26, a time which would have put him just behind Cunningham on the grid, 35.068 seconds.
It was a tough race all the way through. It was quite easy at the start, but then a few people were on my tail, so it wasn't hard at all. Long race though.
You've got grid position 1, which is the one you want. What's going to happen? Do you think Adam Graham's going to come through? Who do you think is going to be a threat? Jeffrey Grant's got good experience, but do you think he'll be there at the end?
I don't know how he'll go. I think Regan Payne will be there with me. I don't know about Adam Graham. I don't think he'll be there in the final, but definitely Regan Payne will be there.
Wade Cunningham, 1998 New Zealand champion, came to Australia for Oceania and was very fast. Won a couple of races, or led a couple of races. You've been here in Australia, qualified on pole. What do you think of the Australian opposition?
Well, it's good. It's better than in New Zealand, but I don't think everyone has this preconception that Australians are way better than New Zealanders. But I think most people can come over here and be competitive, and I've just had a good run so far.
Okay, let's now take a look at the starting grid for you in the final of Junior Intercontinental A in this first round of the WINS Australian Karting Championship. The pole man is Daniel Elliott. Beside him on the front row, Jeffrey Grant. The second row, Regan Payne and Hamilton. And then as we roll through the top 10 for you, a very competitive field. And I'm joined in commentary this afternoon by Ian Salvestrin, the editor of Kart Oz magazine, and of course one of Australia's most accomplished Intercontinental A drivers. Great field, and the manner in which the entries have come thick and fast this weekend is a credit to the series.
Yeah, this is fantastic, David. This is the biggest series, the biggest fields we've ever seen in series, and it's going to be a fantastic race. 29
entries for this class this weekend, and we're not far away from a start. We have them away now. The man on pole position bogged down very badly, and swamping him on the outside there was Peter Hamilton, who got a very good start. I'll tell you what, it's no place for the faint-hearted as they charge in through the first corner.
Looks like Adam Graham, who was out in the dirt. We've got a massive pile up in the first corner. Looks like Steve Bozanovsky involved there, and we may even have it. Yes, we do. We've got a red flag incident. So that's the race end just before it started, coming up for the restart now.
Fortuitous for the man on pole, Daniel Elliott, who had a real problem when they said go the first time round, and it's happened again, has it? Elliott on the right-hand side of your screen, the driver of Kart 36. Now, he's got away okay this time, and look at the traffic as they pour through the left-hander.
Steve Kwiatkowski stalled on the grid back there, the local boy. He won't be happy with that, but out front, Daniel Elliott all the way from Western Australia, leading the way, and look for kart number 66. That's Adam Graham. He's making his way through early.
Razor-sharp reflexes required by these young drivers in the early stages of the event. They're very tightly packed. There's your leader, Elliott, in the WINS entry. Right behind him is Regan Payne, who's been ultra consistent this weekend. Terrific scrap for the top three. Jeff Grant is in there running third, the driver of 19.
First time round, this is the first of 28 laps. Payne pulls out and goes through and takes the lead. Max Demerick sitting back there, cops a shunt from Peter Hamilton, who says, I mean business, I want to get to the front of this race.
This event's something of a Trans-Tasman challenge this weekend too, with a number of New Zealanders doing battle with the best drivers Australia could muster in this class. The Junior Intercontinental A representation from every state.
Yeah, we've got to look back to kart number 20. That's Cunningham, who took out the New Zealand Championship last year. He's making a full attack on the WINS series this year, and we'll expect to see him at the front right throughout the season.
Regan Payne, the leader, hails from Queensland. There he is up front in 122. The PCR entry. And once again this year we see many different chassis manufacturers represented at the top level of karting, which is a great sign for the sport. Good battle for second still. The man that started on pole, Daniel Elliott, there he is now in the WINS Techno entry. He's well and truly under siege.
Yep, that's Demerick, Max Demerick, the local boy in kart number 30. He's put his Tony kart into second place, and now it's got Regan Payne in his sights. Elliott slots back to third as they all head about chasing Regan Payne.
Around this circuit, the sort of speeds we could expect from these Intercontinental A juniors?
Right at the end of the straight there, which we just saw, they're probably touching around 112, 115 k's an hour as the Demerick comes up the inside of Elliott. and cornering speeds anywhere up to 70, 80, 90 kilometres an hour, probably about 80 kilometres an hour through that chicane they've just gone through now.
And massive G-forces, obviously, pretty tough on the upper body region.
Yeah, these kids really have to be super fit. I mean, it may look easy, but they've got to be very, very fit young athletes, pulling around 3 or 4 G-forces through some of these fast corners.
Demeric's done a good job in this race. Driver of cart number 30, a Tony card entry, sponsored by Castrol. There he is now on the centre of your screen as they approach the fast left-hander and then flick through the right. A tricky little racetrack. It's got a bit of everything, the Bolivar venue, hasn't it?
Yep, 770 metres in length. It's not easy to get around. It's a lot of slow mid-range corners, so kart setup's absolutely critical. Watching kart number 20, that's Wade Cunningham, the young junior from New Zealand we spoke about. He's now up into 4th place, and he's got Daniel Elliott in his sights.
Regan Payne is still our race leader in kart 122. It's been a fabulous battle from the outset of proceedings. Elliott in 36 whips up the inside of Demeric. Can he do it? Nice move. Ideal overtaking place at Bolivar, and we've seen a heap of passing on that left-hander at the end of the straight. Demeric has got plenty of fighting qualities, though, and he'll come back. There's no doubt about that. Now it's Elliott in second. You're watching the battle for first and second. And up front is, of course, Regan Payne in the PCR entry, a Queenslander. Nothing between the top 3. Nothing to choose between them.
One driver we have to look out for, who's not on screen at the moment, is kart number 66. That's Adam Graham from Lismore in New South Wales. As Elliott comes down and takes the move into the lead. And there's Adam Graham now, 66. He is on the charge. He won the Oceania at Eastern Creek International Karting Raceway in January. Started well back on the grid, but he is destined to get to the front of this race.
He's up running 4th now. Oh, there's a tragedy for Cunningham. Driver of machine 20 finds himself off the racetrack with nowhere to go, no way back onto the circuit. So his race is over in the first round of the WINS Australian Karting Championship. The action presented to you by Kartos magazine. Nice to have your company wherever you might be watching, and this race is really starting to hot up.
Adam Graham, who started so far back on the grid we can't remember where, is now up in the 4th place. This has been a sensational drive. He's got fellow Tony Kart driver Max Demeric just ahead of him, and this is surely going to turn into a fantastic 4-way scrap.
Daniel Elliott, Ian, did have the lead back momentarily. No sooner had he achieved that, Regan Payne was able to assume control. Look at this. You could throw a tally-ho paper over the leading quartet. Now slingshot up to 3rd position. There is our Lismore driver, Adam Graham, in the Tony kart. That's him, and he's pretty happy about proceedings too. Up running 3rd and coming home very quickly. Meantime, another change of lead with Daniel Elliott.
Elliott's gone through ahead of Payne there. Graham's up into 3rd place. The more that Elliott and Payne fight, the more Graham's going to catch him. In fact, he's right on the rear bumper now. It's only a matter of corners before he's going to be challenging for the lead.
Ian, you might like to explain to our viewers that have not seen karting before what the drivers are doing when they take their right hand off the steering wheel.
What they're doing is actually choking the engine and stopping the flow of air, which goes directly into the engine. They're letting a lot of raw fuel go in to the engine, which keeps the motor cool and stops it from seizing.
Out of the slipstream comes Regan Payne again. This is fabulous racing. Karting at its brilliant best. Opening round of the WINS National Series. It's the 2nd year this tournament has been staged, and it goes from strength to strength.
Here comes Graham as they break into the midfield hairpin. He's gone side by side with Elliott. Can't pull up this time. Then he's gone through on the inside. Sensational move by Graham.
Aggressive stuff. Absolutely.
Meanwhile, Regan Payne's been able to pull out a slight lead. Graham, though, with his head down, he has got it in his sights. He has started from so far back on the grid. I think it was something like 18th, and he's charged through. He's now in 2nd place. This is a fantastic drive from the Oceania champion.
There he is in 66, now hounding the life out of Regan Payne. I'm wondering how his tyres are going, Ian, at this stage, because he's had to battle very hard ever since they said go with Daniel Elliott. Payne running Bridgestone rubber on his machine. And likewise, the man in 66, both on Bridgestone.
Yeah, you find most of the juniors have picked the Bridgestone tyre for this weekend. A few of them are running the Italian Vega tyre. And out front, it's the Bridgestone.
There he is.
Graham goes through. He's got to the lead. Well, this is a fantastic drive. Payne, though, is not giving up. Up the inside of the Port Wakefield hairpin. Shoves him out wide. Elliott's gone through into 2nd place. Fantastic guys here.
Doesn't get much better than this, does it?
No, this is sensational racing. Graham back through into 2nd place.
He's treading a fine line on occasions, is the driver of 66. Very determined and wants to get to the front again very badly. It's been a good performance by Daniel Elliott too. In 36, he runs third. Look at this. They are bumper to bumper. Nothing between these guys. Now Payne has a look back up on the inside. Can he get him? Yes, he can. They touch wheels. Beautiful driving.
Payne has a look behind him to see exactly if Graham got away with that one. He did. They touched nose cones. Now Max Demerrick's getting up into the action too. And another driver, which may be Jeffrey Grant from Queensland, is also saying, hey, I want part of this race.
And all the teenagers watching at home, when you get your P plates, don't drive like this.
No, definitely not. These kids are only anywhere between 12 and 15 years of age. As Graham goes through on the inside, well, there's been more passing in this race than we've seen in a long, long time. As Graham comes through, he leads the race from Payne, and that's Elliott back in third place.
Just great to see Australia's young motor racing talent being showcased in a professional national series. And look at the entertainment value. Up the inside again. Oh, there's been contact. And miraculously, the Lismore driver, Adam Graham, was able to regain control. He was heading back to Lismore there for a moment.
Look who's moved up into second. That's Jeffrey Grant from the Arwood Racing team up in Queensland. He's quietly made his way up into second place. Has a look now on the inside of Graham, side by side into turn one. Not giving any way, but Jeffrey Grant from Queensland has made his way to the front of this race. Graham's had to drop back to second. Payne in third. Looks like Elliott in fourth, and that looks like Peter Hamilton. Sorry, it's Jace Lindstrom from Victoria in his junior Intercontinental A debut, who's moved up into fifth place.
What about this action? The opening event of our coverage in the Win Series for 99. You're watching highlights of the junior Intercontinental A. Oh, look at that! Off the racetrack. That is tragic, including Graham, and there is dust, there is debris. It is all happening at Bolivar Raceway.
Well, Regan Payne got caught up in that as well, but Adam Graham doesn't look to be in the best shape there. We'll look at the replay. Graham's come to turn in.
Oh,
Elliott's come out of nowhere. He was already launched. The two have made contact. Two of the pre-series favourites are both out of this race. That's Adam Graham and Daniel Elliott.
Gee, I can understand why Graham's nursing a sore left arm. He wore the entire cart.
He would have been collected at about 60 or 70 k's an hour then. That was a big hit.
On the last lap now, and Jeffrey Grant in 19 takes the checkered flag in the opening Junior Intercontinental A final of the Wins Championship. Recapping them for you. Grant, the victor from Queensland. Lindstrom, the Victorian, home in second spot. Regan Payne was third, then Hamilton. And looking through the balance of the top 10 for you. Sean Henselwood, our man in the pits, is now with the winner.
Yeah, I'm very happy with it. At the start, I dropped back to about 7th, but I came back from there and luckily won the race in the end.
What was the competition like? Did you get much biff and bash on the way through, or was it all fairly clean from your end?
It was a fairly rough race, but it wasn't anything overboard. There was no severe crashes with many of my passing. Most of the front runners. I think Adam had a bit of a crash, but I wasn't sure how that happened.
The next round, of course, is basically your backyard at Ipswich. You'll be fairly happy to lead the series going to your hometown.
Yeah, we'll be looking to win there as well because it's our home track and we know it very well. We've done a lot of testing there.